Hi all, welcome to my channel today. I know it's a long time I did not come up with a new video, but in this today video I am bringing you a Paris release. Yes. So as you all know that ServiceNow is going to be released Paris officially in month of October, but he give a early bird offer to everyone and people are able to take a personal instance on the same. So in this today's video, I'm going to be discuss about Paris release lost and found, specifically the founds here. That what are the new feature coming to us given by ServiceNow in the Paris release, and definitely, friends, it is a good features which is given by ServiceNow to us. Mainly, I try to cover a few topics with the practical stuff as well, that how you can enable it or how you can check that feature is be activated for your instance or not, but you can do that with the some of plugins and help of this particular video. Before I go to actually the ServiceNow instance, I want to show you and I want to tell you that how the different terms has been used in ServiceNow. So let's start the discussion, and these are the terms is very much important from the interview perspective, because during the interview it is asked by number of times from the interviewer that what is the difference between feature, hotfix, patch, upgrade, update specifically here. Okay, so not wasting a much time, let's start the discussion today. So on this screen you can see the ServiceNow version history, that ServiceNow started the work actually from the SPN in 2011, then Berlin, Calgary, Dublin. I was the one who started from the Helsinki or kind of Dublin type of release. Then I worked, I can say Dublin or Eureka time of I did. Then Eureka, Fuji, Geneva, Helsinki, Istanbul, Jakarta, Kingston, London. Finally Madrid in 2019, New York in 2019. The latest release has been taken care by, or the release by ServiceNow is Orlando, and coming soon is Paris. I'm sure many of us are working in New York or Orlando and eagerly waiting for official release so that we can go back to our customer and say, yes, we can upgrade to the Paris release now. So let's start the discussion now here. So in this slide, I'm showing that what is the difference between feature, patch, and the hotfix. So feature is basically says that when you are introducing a new feature. So feature, the type, when I say the ServiceNow say it's a feature, it means they're introducing something new that includes the all available fix to the existing functionality. Like someone says that, okay, in previous ServiceNow version, I cannot request more than one, I cannot be request on behalf of more than one person in the request item. But this feature is available now in the Paris release. So I show you that part. Okay, specifically on the production oriented, and these are the quality and stability side is the highest priority on this. This particular term has been used. Patch. Patch says that support existing functionality with a collection of problem fixes. Suppose in the when any release has been taken care by release by ServiceNow, they simply says, okay, they say, okay, put the patch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means, and every patch they are releasing something new. I'll not say they're releasing something new. They're fixing the existing problems actually. So that is called the patch. Hotfix is specifically, if I come to the technical term or from the ITIL side, if I say that hotfix means which is little urgent, and you have to put it immediately on the same part. So support exists functionality with a specific problem. Like someone says that I'm not able to see the KB articles. It is a kind of a bug or the issue, and they put the hotfix. They did not wait for the patch to be released. So hotfix can be for a one problem, two problem, but patch is basically for the collection of problems we are sending some fix. Hotfix may or may not include any previous fix of a given release and does not include new features. So these are the basic stuff on the feature, patch, and hotfix. Now come to what is upgrades and updates. A very, very, very important term, and generally this is asked in the interviews specifically. Interviews say, okay, you are upgrading your service now, or you are updating the service now. So if a layman I say I am updating the service now, it's normal say if I say updating the service now, it means that I am just putting one more patch on my existing ServiceNow release or the instance or the version. So how ServiceNow says, ServiceNow organize the release into the families. A family is a set of releases that are named after a major city, such as Paris is the latest one is coming, like Orlando, New York, London are the one. Family also contain patch and hotfix. So if I say that, okay, I am at the New York version now and I'm going to the Paris, so it means I am upgrading my ServiceNow instance. But if I say that I'm in the Paris version, but on the hotfix 1, if I'm moving to the hotfix 2, it means, or the patch 2, it means I am going on the same family, but I'm updating my release. So upgrade say is the act of the moving to a release that is different family than your current release. So if you are be saying you are in the New York and you are moving to the Orlando, it means you are changing the family, you are upgrading the family. But if you are in the New York patch 1, hotfix 1, and you are moving to the patch 2, hotfix 2, it means you are just updating your stuff. In both cases, the target release is met. So if you see the examples, you can understand that releases, but the difference is that you are targeting according to the upgrading or updating is the two different terms has been used here. Let's move to the next one now, that how I can check that what is the version of ServiceNow I'm using. So it is a command available which available in the ServiceNow that is called the stats.do. If you start writing stats.do, you can see. Let me show you on my portal as well. Okay, so I'm logging here in my domain. I'm having one user here, and that is the one, and I'm putting stats.do. Click enter. And you can see the information that this is my demo server and this is my instance, and this is the refresh time. Yesterday only I refresh it, then it's connected. The build name is Paris, build date is this is my build tag, this is patch 0 hotfix 1, this is my instance name. All these things has been given in this particular stuff. So this is a very useful information which is be required from the interview perspective, and they definitely ask that where you can see the build, where you can see a hotfix, patch detail, or the version number. So you can see from here only that what is the version number I'm using it. Okay, now I'm coming that what is new in ServiceNow from the Paris release. This is the, as you can see that I'm on that Paris release now. I'm showing you the few founds are there. So it is the found number 1, that is upgrade center. So before Paris, there was no functionality available in ServiceNow where you can just do a prototyping kind of stuff. It means that you can, before actual upgrade, you can identify that what it can impact on my current system, because I know many of the customers are using customized platform, complete customized platform, or they have done a lot of changes in the out of the functionality. So this is the new functionality given by ServiceNow. This is called the upgrade center, where you can see all these things. So let me go here and let me start typing upgrade. So you can say upgrade is already, upgrade history is already there. You can see here, this is a new one, upgrade center. So if I click on the upgrade preview, so you can see this page will be displayed for me. Okay, it's loading now. Yeah. So in this particular place, I'm getting an option, and it's showing me that like this. Explore and upgrade Paris patch 0 hotfix 1. I'm on this. If anything available, it will show in the drop down, and then I click on the OK button. So it's showing that you are on this version now. There is nothing new available for the preview. So suppose tomorrow, if patch 1 hotfix 1 has been released by ServiceNow, then you can go and check your preview here. So this is the place which is be helpful for the upgrades architects or the technical specialists, where they can see that if I upgrade my system, then it will be impacting, and how much it will be impacting. As there is nothing available for me, so I cannot show you the results, and you can put the ATF as well for the same. It means you can do some automation testing on the place as well. So this is one of the good feature given by ServiceNow in the patch release, that before actual upgrade, you can see that how this upgrade is going to be impact on my system. Now coming to the second one. Second one say that external user self-registration is very, very, very important, very a good feature from the ServiceNow perspective. I'm supporting multiple customers, and I say that when my new customer, when my new user come into my organization, he or she should send an email to service desk, and then their account should be created. And I'm sure that many of our customers, our companies, our colleagues are using this functionality, but they are customizing at their need. But now this is available out of the box from the ServiceNow only. What you have to do, we call it as the external user self-registration. What you have to do specifically, you go and check your instance in the plugin part. So I'll go here, plugin. I click on the plugin and let me go here. So my plugin name is external user self registration. I'll see, because I already installed that part, so I can show you here. It will be loading. Okay, in the meantime, let me log into my portal as well. Okay, it's just loading for me. Give me a minute. Okay, so here you can search for external, external user self-registration. So this is the plugin available in ServiceNow, given by ServiceNow in the press release, which you need to be just install it, and then you can go to your portal. Okay, let me log out from here so that I can show you. Let me log out from my portal here. Okay, so now you can see you don't have an account, click register. I click on the register here. All these things are given by ServiceNow. Nothing is to be do. You have to just put your terms and conditions. Nothing else is much required here. So you can see external login page is appearing. I'm putting like test, or let me put test user Atul, and I put an email test@atul.com. This thing I just changed to the google.com. This option you can get in the form, and you can make a changes. Click here and click on the sign up. When you click on the sign up, a message will become thank you for registration, and then it will be redirected to the C. Thank you for signing up. Please check your registered email for the login section. So it means here you can set up a kind of a email to be go to the customer where he can be see the instruction, and then he can be start login to that particular instance. Okay, now let me go back here and want to show you something important here, where you can go and check that how many external logins I have as of now. Okay, sorry. Okay, search here for the external. Okay, and now you can see here external user self-registration. You can put the configuration here, registration request. Click here. Let me minimize my navigator. Okay, I logged out, so let me log in again. Give me a minute, please. Okay, let me log in, because these are the very important basic stuff which is be required for the pre-sales guy, for the techno-functional consultant. Even I'm a techno-functional consultant. I'm participating in the pre-sales things. So these are the important point for me to be understand when I can go to the customer and give them a evaluate. So you can see here. Okay, let me put external. Okay. So these are the pending. You can see here. Test it. We put click here. Test user Atul, which we created just now, which is login just now. So now being a admin, you can either approve or reject. So you can see I just configure this page. He say okay, these things. Portal, this is a source. I can see status, propose, proceed or reject. I can say proceed, click update. When I click on the upgrade, it means I am allowing this user to be use my system now, and you can go here, and you can see it means it is my registered user now, and the ID of this particular user has been created in the user table. So you can see it's a user table completely. Here you can go and reset the password and give to the particular person, and you are able to log in that case. So and you can put the company as well as it is specific on the conditions. Okay, so this is the place where you can go and see and activate the external user self-registration. So nothing much work required, just a one plugin activation required. If you are upgrading it, if you are taking a new instance, it is by default coming to you. Okay, so it's a free one. So you go and activate on your personal instance. You can see this benefit. Now the second important point, requested for multiple user. So if you take example, like suppose Atul I'll take example. In my team, 6 new joiner join. Okay, 6 people join as a new joiner in my team, and all they need a laptop. Earlier, before Paris release, what was the option that you as a manager for them need to be raise a request on their behalf one by one. So it means you are raising a 6 requests individually for the 6 users. But now this problem also resolved by the service now. Just one thing you need to be do, you have to be just enable one plugin called the delegate request experience. Okay, let me go to my, give me a minute. Sorry. Okay. So what I can say, go here, plugin. Click on the plugin here. I click here and go to my plugin section again. I want to show you the plugin. Actually, that is, I'm just putting this window again and again, and I can delegate. Yeah. So delegate, you can scroll down this one. Delegate request experience. When you activate this plugin, it is a paid one, but as definitely it's a paid one, but it's coming from that per instance, so you can do this stuff specifically. So when I activate this one, then what you can do, you have to be go to your maintain item. Okay, and let me show you here. Okay, this one, let me see if anything is there on that part. Okay, nothing is there. Let me show you. Okay, maintain item, let me put this Apple iPad. I'll show you that how this will work basically in the service portal. Okay, and I go to the variables now. Okay, and you can see in the variable I just put one new variable, that is called the requested for. Nothing, no configuration is required. You can just click on the new here. It is a type of the variable available requested for. I put on my required item, and here I can the request for the multiple customer in the same manner. Okay, so if I click here, requested for available as a type. Here is a type. Okay, you, and then you can put your question and answer. You can be clicking here. Now the question is that what is the benefit of this? How this will be displayed in that portal? Let me take you on the portal now with my ID only. Okay, let go here and let request for Apple iPad. Okay, okay, Apple iPad, right? This was the item we have. Yes, Apple iPad 3, that is a request item. Or maybe go here quickly. Okay, so this one I click here, Apple item 3. When it open, I can show you here. So this, by default it's taking the username, but if you want to request for the more than one, so this is the icon available for you. You click here, it can add the multiple requests. So I can add it. Let me add with the name of the T, Taylor. Let me add for the name of the Y, Yeti. Let me add for the A, again Angela, and now I'll put one more. Let me put one name with the I, Eon. And now what I'll do, I'll click on the order now, and you can see when I click on the order now. Okay, okay, it's taking time, it's be loading now. So when I click on the order now, it will create one request and 4 RITMs for the different users, and I can show in the portal as well that time. So you can see here, this we just raised now. Click here. Sorry, let go back quickly. Okay, so now you can see. Let me go to my request here. So you can see this is the request number, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 is basically for me to whom I am raising a request, and these are the other 4 things. So these are the different RITMs. Let me open this request now in the agent console so that I can show you. Okay, let's open it. Yes, leave nothing to be saved here. Okay, so its request has been opened for me now, and you can see. So this is the benefit of delegate request now. So it means going forward, if your customer say that I have 100 people joining in my team, how can I request? You can say this is the way that you can request. And now the important point is that it is completely out of the box given by ServiceNow. All RITM has a different workflow attached. So it means if one has been once totally it will be should be approved here. Once this has been approved, let me click approve here. and approve. Let's see how this proceed further. Because I'm admin, so I can do anything here. Let me refresh my screen if it is approved or not. It's approved. Let me see, it's approved now totally. Let me go to my RITMs, so you can see my RITM has been moving now. And then different RITM, different tasks will be generated and will be assigned to the specific teams for the actions. So this is the another benefit, another out of the box functionality given by ServiceNow to us and to help our customers here. So this is the second found available in press release given by ServiceNow, delegate request experience. I'm sure that you will be liking this very much. Now third point is that new standard ticket page. What is this mean? Let me show you here. So this says, if you remember before the press release, this activity, attachment and additional comments are coming in this one another different section. So what I did specifically, again for that you have to go to the service portal standard tickets. Let me show you that how it will look like. I click here, click on this one of the item here. Okay, so now you can see activity, attachment, additional tabs, details and tab 4. This is just I put one for the example purpose. So this is called the standard ticket page. The only thing which you have to do for this is that you have to activate the plugin, but you need to change the scope of this application now. Okay, this is a portal scope. So what you can do, go here and you can search for the portal scoping part. You can put a scope here. Okay, let me take the portal scope. Sorry. Okay, knowledge service portal. Wait, I'm just yeah, service portal standard ticket. Okay, but when you choose this, you need to be activate a plugin as well. Plugin, and what plugin is required here? It is a service portal standard ticket plugin is there. So you can see here, I can show you this plugin. Don't think that I'm just putting this for the time being. No, I want to show the plugin so that whenever you try at your end, you should not face any issue. Okay, you should know that what are the clear instructions given here. Service portal. Okay, so you can go here, service portal. Sorry, I guess yep, service portal only. Oh, sorry, yep, service portal is there, so you can be see now. This one, not this one. Yep, service portal standard tickets. It's a free. You need to just activate that part. But how you can bring this tab here? If you can, sorry, if you can see here, this tab 4 is coming. Let me show you here. Go to the maintain item where you want to show this. Okay. Maintain item. Open this plug. This one. Apple iPad 3. Okay. Scroll down. And go to the here, sorry. Okay, go to that standard ticket. Okay, this one, standard ticket. Click here, standard ticket configuration. I have make it as a favorite here. So on which you want to implement? I want to implement for the request items. Click on the request item here. Okay, and then you can see here tab 4 I mentioned. Just click on the new. The only thing is that you have to be change the scope of this application. Otherwise, you are not able to see this new button. If I go to some other scope, let me go to the ITSM scope. Okay. So now you cannot see the new button. The only thing which is be required here is that service portal scope you want to be put it. Service portal standard ticketing scope to be put here. Okay. Then up to 5 tabs you can put it. Click on the new here. Okay. When you click on the new, you will getting an option to add a new type. You can put these types here. If it is a duplicate, it will not allowed. Okay, so let me put custom here, tab 6. If you want to put any conditions when it to be show, you can show here, I'm putting customer, so let me put some variable customizer. Yep. Okay, let me put the condition, because when you want to show that state is work in progress, click on the save. When you click on the save, it means that has been saved now for me. Okay, this saying it's already there with the variable. It means you cannot create a with the multiple same variable multiple times. Let me try some custom here. You can select the widgets here if you want. Okay, I can put approval records. Okay, I don't want any parameters. Click on the save here. It has been saved, so it is applicable for all the things. Then go back and let me refresh my screen now. Let's see if the changes are coming or not. So you can see I put the announcement as a widgets here. Again, that was customized. Okay, nothing is appearing. Maybe I need to open it again, but this is the way that you can make this active. So you can see, okay, it is in progress. So I put a condition. Let me change the condition here. State 1. Then it will be appear. Okay, state is open or is not open. Let me save now. So it's totally the visibility where you want to show that. Otherwise, there's nothing much on that part. We are left now. Okay, go to request here. Okay, open any of the requests. You can see that when we put these 5 requested items, you can see here. Let's see if the tab 6 is coming or not. Okay, I guess something is wrong with my conditions here only. Okay, but this is the way you can see that, okay, what I can bring on my standard ticket pages, and this is another functionality given by ServiceNow to us. So it give a unique environment to the users, to the customers, and they can use this stuff very easily or in a better manner. Okay, so this is the process that you can see. This is the way I can implement it. Activate this, change the scope is a very important standard ticket page, and go to the add-in tab here. Now the next point is that service portal analyzer. Definitely I want to analyze that how many widgets I have on the page and how much time they are taking actually. Okay, so this is another functionality given by ServiceNow, but it will not work automatically. You need to schedule a job for the same. So I put in the concepts here. So what you can do, you can go here. Let me go to the schedule job. Okay. Okay, schedule pages. Jobs, yeah, scheduled jobs, I can say here. Okay, and here you will find this particular stuff. You can put the service. Let me put the, oops, I put the wrong here, sorry. We are looking for service portal analyzer. Yep, this is the portal analyzer. Click here. When you click here, because I configured this job, click on execute now. Okay, then sp underscore portal underscore analyzer dot list is the table for the same, and you can see that this has been run now. And you can see when the last analyze, you want to see the pages, you can search for the pages, you can visit status. So this is the place where you can go and check that what are the status of this. And you can see that it is customized, it is out of the box available, it's a visit or something, you can see here. So number of columns are available here. You can see who created all these things, widget IDs as well, so that you can analyze later on that how this be impacting my service portal. So again, a good place, good functionality given by ServiceNow in the page list, where you can go and check, oh, is it be how or which widgets is taking a lot of time impacting my performance, and you can take a collective or you can take a good decision on that same part. No action required other than just scheduling a job and execute now. Okay, that is the only one thing you have to do it. Okay, it will not work until unless you will not schedule a job. If you try to run this command sp_portanalyzer.list, it will not give you any results until unless you execute the job. You can be schedule it as well, but as of now, I just execute it now and give me the results for the same. Okay, now I'm just on the last. I'm on the almost in the last phase of my video now. What ServiceNow giving to us? They give us the two new type of variables. One is for the uploading, that is the attachment, and one is the HTML. One is the attachment. Okay, and you can see the examples here. Okay, now you get this option as well, attachment. I go here and search for the variable. Okay, let me click on the all variables. Okay, and I can create a new variable as well. Okay, click on the new variable and I can show you the drop down that what are the two type of variable available here. You can see HTML and attachment. I show you, so you can see HTML here. You can put it or you can put the attachment. Sorry, it's a category. Let me go and change the attachment. On which catalog item you want? I want on that catalog item is service catalog item. Let me see. Sorry, it's asking for item, so I'll put Apple iPad 3. Okay, I can create a new. Okay, I'm on the wrong space now. So let me go to the global one, so that it can work for me. So always remember that you are in the right scope, only then the things will be work for you actually. Okay, and you can see this application taking this one. So it's a global one now. Let me go and put the attachment here. Catalog item I want on the Apple. Okay. Yep, Apple iPhone cable. Okay. Hello, it's coming. Tooltip. Hello, I'm not putting any notation on anything. I am not putting anything. Let me put on this save. Okay. Now let's see what happened to my Apple iPad 4. Go here. Yep. Okay, the catalog item field has one variable with okay. It's already have one attachment. So let me change the catalog item now. Okay, let me put a MacBook Pro and click on the save. 3M privacy filter MacBook Pro. Okay, let's go here, request here. Hope you are be enjoying this video now. Tablets, let's see it is there or not. It's not there. Let me search 3M. Let's search what happened or what come in the results. Otherwise we'll copy it from here. Okay, this one, Pro 1, right? So I'm here now. I'll just open this one. Okay. Yeah, and you can see here the attachment you can put as a upload, and it will browse into the system and you can attach any kind of file. So two different type of attachments are available here. You can see here. Right, and this is the one attachment, this is the one attachment. So this is the one functionality given by ServiceNow for the attachment. As an upload you can put it here, because sometimes users will, I can see the upload button, you can put it here like. And then I'll come to the HTML part. Okay, let me create one more variable here, all variable, and I can put a new. Let me click on the new here. It's taking time, no worries, but definitely the things which I want to be pass out to you as my knowledge which I get now, it's be here. So let me put the same variable here, catalog item here only. Okay, MacBook Pro question, my HTML, click on the save. Oops, it's giving me some error. It's not allowed, I guess. Let me check. It's saving now. Okay, it's saved. And you can go and let me refresh it now. Let's see what happened to my HTML now. Something coming or not coming, I can be show you here. So you can see here. So by this way you can put your code. You can see the source code. I'm just putting the source code now. Let me put something like this. So you can see. So this is the another feature given by ServiceNow. So you can put the inserts, images, anything you want to put, you can put into that particular place now. Okay. So this is a way that you can use. You can create your HTML and put it here, or you can ask customer to write something here. If you want to see something, you can be seen the HTML format as well. Maybe it will be good if someone is requesting for to change in the catalog item and how the code it will be look like. The customer or the user can give you in the same place. Sorry. Okay. So friends, this was the video from my side on the Pericles. Hope you like this video. Please share your comments, feedback in the chat, in the comments section. Please share this video with your friends. Next, I am coming up with the best practices which is required, and this is another point I want to be will be coming in my next video, because someone asked me in the interview that what are the best practices offered by ServiceNow, specifically in the different concepts in the different areas. So that I'm coming to you in the next video very soon. Thank you so much, friends, for your time. Have a nice day. See you soon. Bye.